Citizen TV, the citizen's power. Citizen TV, the citizen's power.
To a number of reasons, the main one being delayed payment, that could not afford the contractors to finish the work given to them, even though that is not an excuse from the contractual arrangement that we have with the contractors. But at any rate, government is also trying to pay contractors as much as it can to enable them work on the roads. And it also deals with the capacity of contractors, even though they formally produce documents, to prove that they had the capacity to work on the roads they had to put in bids for. And because this had been posing problems to us, we have decided to do a major exercise of reclassification of contractors. And by reclassification, we are not asking any contractor not to work or preventing anybody from working. The legitimate right for anybody who desires to work with the road sector. But we want to give people the kind of work that they have core competencies and capacity to execute. So we have even been publishing the names of reclassified contractors in the dailies. Some appeared on Monday graphic and Tuesday graphic of this week. We are doing this to avoid all these such problems. That when contractors are awarded with road projects, we have to satisfy ourselves that they have the capacity to execute. So it's an ongoing process, and those who are found not capable of doing so, we follow the contractual procedures, and where we have to terminate, we don't hesitate to do that. Then we take steps of repackaging and re-awarding to more competent contractors. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I want a definite answer. You said some of them might have been completed. You have the technical men who are by your side. Can you ask them, if we have the Director Urban Roads from Second D, should tell us the level of completion of these 10 contracts?
Sorry, Honorable Chair, I am not trying to sway your question, but he is here. Yes, the agency head is here, but the auditors did not give us the details of the specific roles that they are talking about. Because if you take Second D Takrade, I don't know whether we have it in the report. Because if you
Honorable Minister, they will definitely have it in the management letter.
Yes, if
the management letter will give, so the agency in Second D should be able to have that management letter. What we have here is just a summary. That is why they said 10 contractors. Details are in the management letter, which definitely must be issued to the agency in Second D.
Honorable Chair, okay, we don't have it here, so we may revert to the committee later on. We shall refer from the management letter, get the details, and report accordingly.
Thank you. We need it because that will help us to also write our reports. Exactly. Thank you. Let's move to the next one for the ministry. Is paragraph 499, Honorable Dakwa.
Thank you, Chairman. So the Auditor General's physical inspection of the department's vehicles revealed that 5 officers who were allocated 5 vehicles failed to hand over the vehicles when they were transferred. Okay, there's a table that shows certain remarks. It seems you clearly know where all the people are, except one of them. I don't see any remarks, but it shows where they've been transferred to. So I believe you've been able to recover the 5 vehicles. Can you tell us or give us an update?
Yeah. Thank you, Honorable Chair. This observation again by the auditors was correct, but is a very straightforward issue. Yes, people were transferred. Some, if you look at the report and the table in Appendix B, you know, we have OT region and we also have North East region on the list. These are 2 new regions. So when they were created, we had to send regional directors there to handle those new regions because they were part of the 6 new regions created, you know, by the government. So obviously, you know, a vehicle is a working tool. And once we were sending engineers there and we were transferring them there, it stood to reason that they had to go with mobile. So yes, administratively, you know, we knew that they had moved from one region to the other, but they were still in service, you know, and the vehicles are accounted for, and we had full control over it. So they had to use the vehicles there, you know, until such a time that arrangements are made to provide vehicles for those specific regions. So the fact that one engineer has moved from one region to the other, and for the time being using the vehicle, is using it to work for the ministry, for the government, and for the country, you know. And we have records on them, and all the vehicles are, you know, well accounted for. So I don't see this as an issue at all. It's not an issue. It's an administrative arrangement, and it's proper and it's in order, and we have full control over all the vehicles. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. So you made mention of OT and Northeast being new regions. So there's still Volta region and Eastern, where 2 people have been transferred and they did not leave behind the cars. The administrative arrangements you're talking about, did you provide the auditors with their information that these are 2 new regions, the cars are there, they are in good condition, they are being used and will be returned? And for the other 2 regions that are not new, have those ones been returned back?
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, I believe in the response that might have been given to auditors. But the point I am making is that it's the same ministry. So this is an internal arrangement. And if one engineer is moving from one region to the other, I cited Northeast and OT to explain the point that those are newly created regions, you know, but it does not mean that the other 2 regions which were already existing, you know, could not also have vehicles. If an engineer moves to a region, he's also going to work there. He can go with the vehicles, you know, and if arrangements are made,
Minister,
enough vehicles are provided.
Minister, excuse me, is it a policy in the ministry that when staff are transferred, they can go along with vehicles? Let me limit it to vehicles. They can go with a vehicle they were allocated when they were in their station before the transfer. Is it a policy in the ministry?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I wouldn't, say that it's a rare documented policy, but it's something which is permissible. I mean, once the person is moving with the vehicle, and the officer cannot just get up and move with the vehicle unless he is authorized. So we are aware, and records are on it. It's not that somebody has moved with the vehicle and the whereabouts of the vehicles are not known. The system knows where the vehicles are, and we know they are working with it. And they move with it because they were authorized, to work with. So these vehicle arrangements, once it's within the same ministry and they are working with it, it's a working tool. If we need the vehicles and becomes necessary, to recall.
Honorable Minister, we appreciate your point. Let me find out from the auditors. The ministry says that they are aware that the officers who have been on transfer moving with the vehicle is something that the ministry is aware because it's internal arrangements. Have you been able to locate those vehicles?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. At the time of the audit, nothing of that nature was said to her, but the good thing is that management has been able to retrieve 3 of them, leaving 2. And the 3 are GW 2813-20, GT 2793-10, and GM 797-16.
All right, so management retrieved them from the officers.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Okay, so it's in line with the GN 6527-12 assigned to Hamza Mohammed. Chief Director, is Hamza still in the service of the ministry, and is he using the vehicle?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Yes, the vehicle is in OT region still.
Okay. Then the next one is GS 601-17, Prosper Glaja, fully. Is that vehicle also in the system?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. The vehicle is in Ho, the Volta region.
All right, so this information should be provided to the auditors for verification, then that will end the matter.
Honorable Chairman, if I may add, yes, it's true that I think 2 or 3 of the vehicles were recalled because we were able to purchase vehicles for those regions. That's why they were recalled to the center. And that buttresses the point that I made, that administratively, yes, we know where the vehicles are, and we are using them, judiciously to effect, government business. It's as simple as that, and there's nothing wrong with it. And we can continue to do that. Once it's authorized, there's no problem about it.
Thank you very much. Honorable Kofi Adams. Kofi Adams has a public interest question.
Thank you very much, Ofa. No, I'm not going to my constituency. I know when it comes to my constituency, we'll discuss that privately, so I'll come to the office for that. Minister, my public interest is to do with the road we all use, and I know you use it. That's the Tema Motorway, Accra, Tema, and Accra. I know there are efforts to try and reconstruct the motorway. Aside that, I want to find out the routine maintenance plan, because the levels and the rates of deterioration and the attempts by vehicles sometimes to avoid some of these very dangerous potholes, for those who know, and for those who don't know, the breakdown that they suffer and the number of accidents that have happened on that route. What is the ministry doing, at least, to maintain routine maintenance, dealing with the potholes? Then the second one, Minister, is to do with those who clear the shrubs on the motorway. Some of them, instead of clearing, they set fire. And so the electrical connections for lightning on the motorway gets also affected. Do you know the contractors responsible for this clearing and why they don't clear and they rather set fire to burn the bushes? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I mean, these two questions in one. Let me start from the first one. Yes, motorway has to be worked on. It has gone beyond its design life. We all know that motorway was constructed in the mid-60s. And it was supposed to have, a design life of 50 years. It has gone beyond that. So there are plans to reconstruct the entire motorway, the 19.5 kilometer motorway. And as much as government plans to reconstruct that road, there are a few challenges, and I believe very soon we shall go over those challenges and start work. But I wouldn't put any specific date on it. But we have gone very, very far, and it may not be long at all from now that work on motorway will start. And it comes under the project name of reconstruction of the motorway. But let me use this opportunity to say that that project is not limited to the Accra-Tema stretch of the motorway. It's just a project name, and it goes up to Tetekwashi, to the Apenkwa Bridge, and ends at the Neoplan traffic light there. And it's a major work, because the motorway itself between Accra and Tema is going to have as many as 4 interchanges at various sessions, and it will go, some of the lanes will go up to 10, 5 on the other side. And it will lead, the same project will lead to the remodeling of the Tetekwashi interchange, to deal with the current traffic situation being experienced, at the mall area. There will be another interchange at the Fiesta Royal Hotel there, that traffic light, to deal with the traffic situation there. And the Apenkwa Bridge is also going to be remodeled under the same program. So it's a major thing. And I want to assure you that when it starts, work is going to be done. But to answer your question,
Minister, Minister,
I'm coming. Excuse me. To answer your question specifically, on the Accra-Kumasi motorway, Accra-Tema motorway, you know that repair work is ongoing, but I am elaborating on it because the motorway itself needs to be reconstructed. So as much as we do the routine maintenance, you patch a particular place, and tomorrow pothole develops at the other side, because the entire stretch is weak now. But we will endeavor to maintain the stretch, because it's an important road stretch in our country until the reconstruction starts. So we will keep an eye on it. That is the first question. Then the second one about people setting fires, in the median. No, I wouldn't say that is being done by our contractors who have been engaged, as we usually call them SMCs, to do that vegetation cutting. These things are done by unknown people and usually in the night, So when we drive on it during the daytime, you might see that the fire, is burning, and it's done by unidentified people, okay, not our contractors, and it's problematic. So perhaps the security people may assist us in this respect, but it's not officially done by contractors, no. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, your ministry is a very important ministry. And I will allow only 2 other members whom I want to ask questions pertaining roads. So I'll give the floor to Honorable Dr. Kisi, and then Roxanne.
So I'm doing this. Chairman, thank you very much. I'm doing this on behalf of, in fact, all the MPs here, but more specifically the Awo-Shipokwasi Road. We have very serious problems. In fact, I haven't met with the parents, but an Odogono student just got maimed last week. I'll be visiting them this weekend. We need footbridges on that road because the street lights are not working, the traffic lights are not working, and everywhere I've gone, I get tossed. Everywhere I get tossed. The local municipal cannot handle. In fact, one of the lights at Pentecost Junction, I understand it will take over 150,000 to fix. And definitely we don't have that kind of funds. And that road is one of the crucial roads. It adds to the 4th tier, which we are very proud of. And I think should be given that serious consideration, Honorable. So I'm here asking on behalf of my constituency, more importantly, what is the way forward with traffic lights that get damaged and street lights on this particular highway. And then concluding, all of us, our roads are very important to us. So I'm asking on behalf of all the members here that we give some consideration this year, since it's another year of roads. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, I know, and being an MP myself, I know how important, it is to have roads fixed in our constituencies. If I'm not afraid, that is the #1 demand being made on us, by our respective constituents. And I want to use this opportunity even to thank all my colleague MPs, even on the floor of Parliament at the plenary. We are all speaking with one language, and you all support me when it comes to road issues. So going forward, I believe one after the other, we will be able to fix the roads. But we all also admit that it's capital intensive. So continue to throw your weight behind government and behind me as your colleague, so that we move forward. But to answer your question specifically, let me say that street lights, are not under my ministry. Okay, that is with Ministry of. But the concern will be carried to them, because it's important that all places are illuminated, because all criminal activities, take place, in darkness. So I share that concern. And since there is interministerial cooperation and we work together, I will discuss it with my colleague, Minister, Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe, about this concern. But with traffic light, which is in my domain, we have serious problem with that. As much as we try to improve on the traffic light situation, we experience a lot of vandalism in the area, a lot. I don't know why. So we have started introducing cameras, at these points. And you know that national security is also mounting cameras at different places. So we appeal to the security agencies in particular and the general public, that if we see some unpatriotic criminal elements among us, all of us must support us. Because if I tell you the number of people who vandalize these facilities in our country on daily, weekly, monthly basis, it will amaze you. So we will try our best to improve on the situation. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, that will be all for you. You are discharged. Now let's have Minister of Food.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. Minister of Food and Agriculture. If they are here, Minister of Food and Agriculture. Is Supervising Minister, or no, Caretaker Minister, is she around? Or the Deputy is here? If we don't have any of the deputies, then we'll move to another ministry. Okay, let's take Minister of Gender. Minister of Gender. I'm told the Deputy Minister is here, so. Minister herself has asked permission. So, Minister of Gender, please come forward. Clerk, administer the oath.
I
Francisca Ote Mensah,
swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee touching the matter in issue shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you.
Honorable Deputy Minister for Gender and Children. Is that the full name? Gender and Children?
Gender, Children, and Social Protection.
And Social Protection.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Kindly introduce yourselves to the committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Francisca Mensah, MP for Kwabena East and Deputy Minister for the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection. I have with me here, I think I'll let them introduce themselves individually as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm Dr. Afisa Zakaria, the Chief Director of the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection.
Thank you. I'm Emmanuel Oseibidiako, Chief Accountant and Assistant to Head of Finance of the Ministry.
Yeah, I'm Ali Naparisidu, Head of Accounts of the Ministry.
Honorable Chair, my name is Florence Isikote, Acting Director, Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Division of the Ministry.
My name is Comforter Sari, Director, Department of Social Welfare.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Miles Ongo, the head of the LEAP program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. You have few issues raised in the 2020 report of the Auditor General. So the Minister herself has an issue, so she's going to attend to that. So we'll start with the first one, which is about a LEAP program in Accra, Greater Accra region. It's on page 123 of the report, paragraph 516. It's on failure to withhold taxes, amounted to 21,556 Ghana cedis. So the auditors observed that the accountants of the LEAP Secretariat failed to withhold an amount of 21,000 as withholding tax from allowances paid to staff. They therefore recommended to the director of the LEAP Secretariat to recover the tax from the affected offices and paid to Ghana Revenue Authority. Can you tell us the status of this recommendation?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, it's true the auditor's findings are very true, but then when you look at the comment, indeed, payment has been made to the GRA, the amounting to 21,556.25 pesos has been paid, and a receipt is attached for. Yes, a receipt is attached for verification as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Auditor General, can you please confirm this?
Honorable Chair, we have confirmed the said amount has been paid. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move to the next one. Paragraph 518, Honorable Ajay Boateng.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Minister, this one has to do with on-end salary amounting to 46,884 in respect of two separate staff, Jemima Seidu and Rosado. They left your service in 2019, but they continued to earn salary because the officers who had responsibility did not exercise their responsibility. So the auditors recommended that the amount be recovered from those two staff. So we want to find out from you if you have duly performed that task.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I would want the Director for Social Welfare to address this question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister. Mr. Chairman, we've been able to retrieve 11,000 cedis from Ms. Jemima as Zomvan Sedu, and then 4,000 cedis from Ms. Rose Addo. And we've made several attempts to get them to pay the remaining money, but we were not getting them because they were not responding to our correspondence. They were not replying to our messages and our emails. So we've written to Ministry of Finance, MS. We wrote to SNIT so that they could use their contributions to defray the costs. We've also written to Yoko, and we've been able to get their contacts abroad and submitted to them for them to help us get them for them to pay what is left. Thank you.
The amount still outstanding, you are encountering difficulties in recovering those amounts. That is what you are making us to understand.
Yes, Honorable.
But the officers who were supposed to have validated those salaries, the alternative was that if they failed to make good the indebtedness, they were supposed to refund the money to the state. So that is what should happen.
Please, unfortunately, that officer passed.
The officer who was supposed to refund in the event that they failed to pay, he's also deceased.
Yes, please.
So are you suggesting that the amount is lost to the state?
No, please. That's why we wrote to Senate.
It was the office. It was the office. So somebody had responsibility. In any case, the auditors, the amount that is recovered, can you confirm those amounts?
Honorable Chair, so far 15,000 has been recovered, leaving a balance of 31,884.07. Confirmed.
Mr. Chairman, they are saying that they have made some arrangements to retrieve those monies. I don't know whether we will be satisfied with those arrangements.
How were the 15,000 retrieved? The 11,000 and then the 4,000, how were they retrieved?
Honorable, please, they sent people, relatives, to come and pay the account and the money to us. So that is how they paid. And they promised to pay the remaining amount. But surprisingly, they decided not to respond to all our correspondence to them, reminding them to bring the remaining monies that is left with them.
So at the time they made a payment, they were not in the country, they were outside.
Please. No, please.
Do you have the contact of the relatives who came to pay?
Yes, please.
So have you inquired from them, or have you informed them that
yes, please.
the people are not responding to your calls anymore?
Yes.
And what did they say?
That is why they gave us their contacts, because they are also saying they are not responding to their calls.
They are not responding to their relatives'
Even their
calls?
calls, yes. So we took their contacts abroad, and we've given it to Yoko and CID, that they should help us get them.
When did you do that?
That was before we came here. That was last month. No, this month, early this month. So we wrote that.
You have not had any feedback from Yoko yet?
No, please. That was last month, 21st December. We sent the letter to Yoko and then CID.
When you receive our invitation? When you receive our invitation to appear before the committee?
No, please. We had already written to Minister of Foreign Affairs.
No. I mean the 21st December one. Because I remember we sent you invitation before 21st December.
That one.
That one, you are not sure.
I'm not sure. We were just making efforts to get them to pay.
Anyway. Okay, so you have to do a follow-up to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and then the YOCO.
Yes, Honorable.
So that you can update this committee. And I think within 2 weeks, you should update the committee so that we'll know what to put in our report. Okay.
Thank you.
Honorable Burton, continue.
Mr. Chairman, the next issue has to do with unclaimed lands bequeathed to the home, Osu home. I'm talking about Osu Children's Home. That you have 2 parcels of land at Tesano and Nima, which were bequeathed to the home since 2014. But no effort has been made to claim the land for Osu Children's Home. So the auditors recommended that the director of the Department of Social Welfare should immediately follow up to secure these properties for the Osu Children's Home. We want to find out whether they've done that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, please, the Director for Social Welfare will address this question as well.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, the land at Nima, it was a whistleblower who came to inform us that someone died and willed that land to the department. But we had no idea about it, and the person refused to leave his contact with us because he said he didn't want the relatives to know that he had informed us. And also, we went there. It's being occupied by a mechanic, and we were told the land belongs to one Alaji. And up to now, this whistleblower has not come back. Nobody gave us a copy of the will. Nobody informed us. So we are unable to really claim that land to be ours. So that is it's a whistleblower who just passed by and gave the information and left.
So how did the auditors get to know about this parcel of land that
That's
you are
the
talking
mystery.
about? I mean, the auditors, they came on audit inspection. How was this an issue which was put before them? That's my issue. Because if it is a whistleblower and you didn't follow up to establish that indeed there was that parcel of land, how could you, in your wildest dream, contemplate that that land was yours?
Please, we also don't understand how that came into the audit report because we don't have any letter, we have nothing, so we have never claimed that land or even considered land that to be for us.
So the auditors, can you help us with the source of your information?
Honorable Chair, these 2 parcels of land, for Tesano, we have documentation to it, which the will and everything which we can testify. For Nima, yes, we saw all the details in their handing over note, the previous director's handing over note. So that is where we got the information. So they have the information. Thank you.
All right. So the auditors have a copy of the will, but on the Tesano,
order in
on the
hall.
Tesano one, but on the other, the Nima, you don't have that one. But the information was in their own records, so you cannot say that you are not aware of this parcel of land.
Honorable Chair, please, it's the same head who is passed. She put this in the handing over notes, and she claims that the whistleblower came to see her. So she was just encouraging us to follow up to see if we can claim it. But as we speak, there is no documentation, nothing for us. We don't even know who to go to claim that land. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, since we're talking about land, the appropriate place for you to go to make inquiries about land and who has title is the Lands Commission. And as the Department of Social Welfare, you should be able to go there and find out from them whether there is some documentation on that and those lands. So if you have not done that, I think that, Mr. Chairman, they will have to follow up and then see if they can claim those lands.
Now, the Tassano one, the document that you have, is what kind of document is that?
It's a will.
It's a will. Okay. You're quitting the land to the Department of Social Welfare.
Mr. Chairman, with that one, we've taken possession of it. We've even put a signpost on it to let people know it's for us. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. So it's now left with the NEMA one. The NEMA one, you don't have a will, it's only the handing over notes which talk about it, isn't it?
Yes, yes, Chair.
So it will be difficult for us to take possession of it. If we have a will, then it will help, or any document showing that the land has been bequeathed to the Social Welfare Department.
Yes.
No information up. The only information is the handing over notes, according to which the director who handed over says that it's a whistleblower who came, and the whistleblower didn't come with any documents.
No, please.
So it will be difficult.
Yes,
it will be very difficult.
Yes, please.
Well, the committee will take a decision and an advice on what we should do in our reports.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Let's move
Thank
to
you.
the last one. Paragraph 523 to be done by Honorable Kisi.
Thank you, Chairman. This has to do with a very serious issue, and it's a missing vehicle with no police report, no insurance documentation, no paperwork. The vehicle just decided to disappear. The story surrounding the missing vehicle involves the Ashanti Regional Coordinator, registration number of the vehicle GN 217316, and it's a Ford Ranger, which was used for work related to school feeding. What we need to know today is, one, has there been an established police report? And if not so, the recommendation was that the vehicle should be replaced by the Ashanti Regional Coordinator. And in addition, is the coordinator still working with the school feeding program? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this particular vehicle that is missing, there is a police report. Yes, there is a police report and an insurance as well. But then, Mr. Chairman, it only came to our notice not long ago. And so we are pleading that you give us about 1 week to establish the facts and then get back to the committee. Because we are still putting together because of movement of staff. And so it's difficult getting access to some information. So we are pleading if you could give us about 1 week to establish all the facts and then get back to the committee.
Minister, or Mr. Chairman, this issue occurred somewhere May 2019, and that's about 1, 2, 3 good years, roughly. And I think, one, I'll be surprised if the internal management systems have not picked this and what actions were taken. And I'm happy about the police report. When was it made? Because it's also important. When this audit was done, at the time, it was very clear that the police report was not established. So what is the dating? Is the police report something that was done last week or 2 weeks ago? We need to know, please.
Mr. Chairman, the police report is dated 24 July 2019. It happened in the Ashanti region office of the school feeding.
There was also another question, if the coordinator still works with your outfit.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Audit service, can we verify if the police report has been established now? And I'll move on to the last question.
Yes, we have the police report dated 24 July 2019.
Any correspondence between our ministry and police after that, please? Do we have records of that?
Mr. Chairman, we don't have much correspondence on this. That is why we are asking for about 1 week to establish the facts so that we can get back to the committee on this particular issue.
The loss is 134,000 Ghana cedis to the government of Ghana, and it's quite serious. I'll leave this to Chairman, but in my opinion, the efforts have been not very encouraging.
I want to get something clear. The vehicle was seized on the 17th May 2019, and the police report 24th July 2019, 2 good months. What happened before the issue was not reported to the police immediately after the vehicle was seized from the person, the director?
Mr. Chairman, we are all also asking such similar questions. That is why we are asking for 1 week to establish the facts correctly and then get back to the committee.
All right, we'll grant you your request. We'll give you 1 week. Whatever facts you bring will assist the committee whether to surcharge the director or not. So auditors, take note, clerk, take note, we are granting the request for them to get back to the committee within 1 week. Thank you very much. That will bring us to the end of the issues raised in the report for the Gender, Children and Social Protection Ministry. We want to thank you for coming. You are discharged.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Let's have Minister of Trade. Minister of Trade. I'll take you, don't worry. Minister of Trade, they have only 2 issues. Maybe your minister, your caretaker minister is not in, so she is not inside the hall. Please.
I, Michael Ochebefi, swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
Nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. You're not answering my question. Thank you very much. Honorable Deputy Minister, kindly introduce yourselves to the committee.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. On behalf of our caretaker minister, who is out of the jurisdiction, we want to represent the Ministry of Trade and Industry at this all-important meeting. And my name is Honorable Michael Ochebefi, the MP for New Job in South and the Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Patrick Yaunimo, Chief Director, Ministry of Trade and Industry.
My name is Caroline Chapman-Lajiman, Human Resource Director, Ministry of Trade and Industry.
My name is Emmanuel Frimpong, Chief Accountant, Ministry of Trade and Industry.
My name is Kofi Addo, Chief Commercial Officer and Head of the One District, One Factory at the Ministry of Trade and Industry.
My name is Kosi Yankee Aye, the CEO of the Ghana Enterprises Agency.
Thank you very much for coming. We'll go straight to paragraph 525 of the report. It's on earned salary. On earned salary to 3 unknown names. 3 people earn salary through the electronic salary payment vouchers, totaling 30,750 Ghana cedis. The recommendation is that the ministry, that the chief director should recover this money. The money should be recovered from the chief director and the validators. Were you able to identify these 3 people who received these salaries?
Yes, please. Okay. These 3 people's name appeared on our salary validation, but they were not staff of MOTI, so we declared them as such. We had an audit observation, and we started looking around to find out where exactly their current institutions were. We finally traced them, and we wrote to those institutions, and they were at posts. And so the issue was resolved. We have documents showing our correspondence with the institutions and MOTI. Thank you.
Auditors, can you confirm this?
Honorable Chair, we can confirm.
So let's move to paragraph 527. Honorable Sophia.
Thank you, Chairman. Paragraph 527. You have 3 infractions here. The first one is failure to withhold taxes, which amounted to 1,914. The auditors recommend that Mr. Isaac Nimakun and Regional Accountant Mr. Emmanuel Apedu Sasu of the NBSSI should personally pay the amount of 1,914.35 to GRA and recover same from the suppliers. Can you please tell the committee whether you have recovered the money?
Honorable Chair, we are in the process.
In the process, how?
We've written to them, and so they would issue the checks.
This is 3 years, and you are still in the process.
Honorable Chair, we have a little bit of a challenge because when the auditors audited our regional secretariats differently, so we only looked at our own individually, the Ghana Enterprises own, and the regional ones separately. So there was a little bit of a lag there, but we have actually worked on it. So we will have it immediately.
Madam, I think 3 years is too long a time for this amount of money.
Next week they'll pay it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're giving you next week to refund the money. If you don't get them, the accountants, Mr. Emmanuel Ampedu Sasu, and the regional manager, Isaac Dimako, will personally have to pay the money.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Your next infraction is fuel not accounted for, and that amounted to 24,854. Auditors are also recommending that management of the National Board for Small-Scale Industries could not account for fuel purchase value at 24,853. They recommend that the total amount should be recovered from the regional manager, Mr. Isaac Nimaku, again, and the regional accountant, Mr. Emmanuel Ampedu. What can you tell the committee on this?
All the said records in the logbook have been completed by the driver and examined by the auditors. So we have all the backlog with respect to recording of the fuel receipts in the logbook, and it has been completed.
Auditors, please, can you confirm this?
Mr. Chairman, the records have been made available and we have examined, but as we've always raised this issue, how are they able to remember all the trips and to log them back in the book? But the records have been given to us and we have looked at it.
So the third infraction has to do with unrecovered.
Wait. Are you okay with that? No. Because a lot of people are not okay with that. Madam, the members' concern is that when the vehicle, the fuel was being utilized, there were no records made in the logbook to tell the auditors the movement of the vehicles. Now, after the audit finding, you told this committee that the driver has made entries in the logbook. The question is, how did he been able to remember all the trips made by the vehicle before doing the entries in the logbook? How did he do it?
Thank you, Honorable. The comment was that the stated fuel expenditure amount was occurred during the accounting, backstopping, and monitoring exercise under the Rural Enterprises Program, which was not recorded in the vehicle logbook, when they found out that the official vehicle speedometer worked no more. And due to the work we do, we always keep records of where we go, especially when we are doing the monitoring. So even though it's not recorded in the logbook, there are monitoring reports that are submitted on a monthly basis of the location and the district assemblies that they go to. So in view of that, that is what was used to reconcile the data, because the speedometer of the car was not working at that time.
This answer is a very well rehearsed one. You rehearsed severally before you came here. No, she rehearsed the answer very well. But this cannot be an accepted answer, because entries post events is difficult to remember and recollect the exact movement of the vehicles. Now, it could also mean that the fuel bought were not completely used by the vehicles. But for the entries, we can make it in the book. So, to be difficult to accept the answer, okay? To be difficult to accept the answer. Maybe the fuel were even used for private vehicles, not used for the state, the vehicle for the agency. So it's very, very difficult to accept this. And we are going to take some position on that as a committee. We will take a position on that. But
Honorable,
you hear from the committee through the report that will be issuing to the plenary. So clerk, take note of this answer from MBSSI on the logbook. Do you want to say something?
The chair, please, I don't understand what you are saying well exactly.
What I'm saying is that
can,
the committee will take a position and make a recommendation, because we don't seem the answer to be that much satisfactory.
Honorable Chair, I think this is a peculiar issue. It's not something that they've been doing over time. I mean, it happens that this particular action has taken place, but then we are just telling you as the ministry, supervisory ministry, that this is not going to happen again. We're going to write a circular to all the agencies of the ministry to specifically take note of this, because it is very important we do things right. We cannot just be going this way. I don't think that will help us. So we're taking note of it, and I promise that it will not happen again. Thank you very much.
We will factor your appeal into our decision. So, Honorable Safari, continue.
Thank you, Chairman. Your last infraction has to do with unrecovered NBSSI and EDIF loans, which amounted to 53,591. The auditors realized that you gave an amount of 102,996,097 to 11 enterprises, out of which 49,406 had been recovered, leaving a difference of 53,591 since 2018. Can you tell the committee the enterprises that have paid and the ones that have not paid, and if they have made part payments, and tell us more about it?
Honorable Chair, in 2015, these loans were given out to various enterprises in the eastern region. The total number of enterprises, there are 11 of them in total, and there was a process. The process led to us writing to the Attorney General's office to assist us, because in the last time we met, you had asked that we follow due process by going through the Attorney General's office. So we wrote to them, and they've also worked with these companies. To date, the amount has been recovered of 86,399,000, and there's a balance of 16,597.92. So the Attorney General's office is working also closely with them.
When do you hope to, can you promise this committee when you hope to take the rest of the money? Give us a timeline.
So due to current economic challenges, and also because we've written to the Attorney General's office, Unfortunately, I won't be able to give you a specific timeline, but we are working assiduously across the nation to ensure that we have the right recoveries. Thank you.
Chairman. Auditors, please, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, out of the 53,591 Ghana cedis, an amount of 36,015 Ghana cedis .24 has been recovered, leaving a balance of 17,575.81.
Okay. Madam, I think you will continue to pursue the rest of the money. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That will be all for Minister of Trade and Industry. I want to thank you for coming. You are discharged.
Thank you, sir.
So now let's have Minister of Agric, Food and Agriculture. Please, the Bible in your right.
I, Mavis Howard Comson,
Swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee,
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue,
the matter in issue
shall be the truth, the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Honorable Caretaker Minister, kindly introduce yourselves to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning to you and the committee. My name is Mavis Howard Comson, Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development and caretaker for Agric Ministry. Thank you.
Good morning, honorable members of this committee. My name is Honorable Tufir, MP for Nantong, Deputy Minister of Food and Agriculture in charge of livestock.
Good morning, Honorable Chairman and members of this committee. My name is Robert Patrick Ankobia. I'm the Chief Director, Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Abdul Rashid Tahiru, the Financial Controller for MOFA. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. You have few issues raised in the report. District offices of Food and Agriculture, are they under your ministry or they under the Ministry of Local Government?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. They are under the Ministry of Local Government Services. Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't get the answer.
Honorable Chair, I said they are under Local Government Services.
Okay. Which means that the issues on page 108 of the report, paragraph 449, the table there, we have a Minister of Agriculture, Joaso, or to go to Local Government Ministry.
Yes, please.
And then also Bandai District's Agric Office also go to Local Government.
Rightly so.
And then Hafasini, all of them will go to Local Government. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
All right, so let's start with paragraph 451 of the report, page 109, unsupported payments. The total is 576,727, but all does not belong to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. There is a table on paragraph 452 where we have veterinary services directorates, 50,030 Ghana cedis. That is unsupported payments that veterinary services directorate make payments without supporting the PV that amounted to 50,030 Ghana cedis. Now the auditors are saying that in the absence of documents, they were unable to allocate the payments. They therefore recommended that the heads of the veterinary services directorates should refund the money to Chest. What do you have to say in this recommendation?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, with your permission, I will refer this to the Financial Controller to respond. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The issues were resolved with the auditors. All documents were provided except for a remaining amount of 2,420, and that's also since been dealt with. So as it stands, Mr. Chairman, the issue has been fully resolved. Thank you.
I can see your Deputy Minister nodding his head. He used to be a former member of this committee and a very critical person who those days could not take these kind of answers. But today he's nodding his head like somebody I know. I didn't mention anybody's name. Honorable Tufero, is that answer correct?
Very, very correct.
Auditors, are you satisfied with the document that they provided to support the PVs?
Honorable Chair, 47,610 were supported, leaving a balance of 2,420, which is still outstanding. Thank you.
According to the financial controller, he says that that has also been resolved.
That is so, but Mr. Chairman, respectfully, beyond a certain period, auditors are reluctant to take information directly from us. They would wish that we appear before your distinguished committee and then seek the approval for them to do so. But we have availed it to them.
Where did you keep those documents for all this while?
Mr. Chairman, with your kind permission, accounting documents, I mean, in terms of movement to and back from auditors, these are normal distance that occur. But
If you say to and back from the auditors, it means that those documents had gotten to the auditors and they came back to you.
yes, that's why we're able to come back to them with those documents.
No, wait. To and back from the auditors means that the document you're referring to got to the auditors and then came back to you. But according to them, they have not cited those documents amounting to 2,000 plus. I'm asking, where did you keep those documents and did not show them to the auditors until now that you are bringing it to the committee?
Mr. Chairman, we are willing to have a reconciliation with them to deal with this matter. If this
You do that, but answer my question first.
Yeah.
Where did you keep them until now before you are bringing it to the committee? I will allow you to do a reconciliation, but I want to know where you kept them until now.
Mr. Chairman, since receiving the reports, we've had to go through all our documentations to tease out the specific ones that they have noted. And those were the ones that we availed to them. They checked and said, oh, there was 2,000. After checking all those documents, 2,000 that needed to be properly acquitted. And that is the one that we have acquitted and have availed that information as we speak.
So it means that you earlier provided document that they rejected. You provide document to cover the entire 50,000 and 30 Ghana, but you just said that they checked and said there are some 2,000 which will be properly acquitted.
Yes.
Properly means that the earlier one you submitted was not accepted.
No, Mr. Chairman, respectfully, that is not the case. And
So what do you mean by properly acquitted?
when they reviewed the documents, the original amount they had outstanding for us was 50 plus thousand.
Yes.
Now, after carefully scrutinizing each and every one with all the attached supporting documents, they then came to the conclusion that yes, you have all this, but there is still an amount of 2,420.
So it means that you provided document that did not tally up to 50,000 plus.
Mr. Chairman, this issue is in respect of a number of PVs. It's not one PV.
Fine.
It is not one.
Let's assume that this outstanding one is only one PV or even two PVs. It means that it did not provide document for those one that cover the 2,000 plus.
Mr. Chairman, I would assume that is the case.
Then let's come back to my question now.
Okay.
Where were those documents that you didn't give them to the auditors?
Mr. Chairman, I earlier indicated that these are things that as you move documents, I mean, you may have one of those challenges. The good news is that we were able to find all those documents and presented to them. The issue had to do with acquittal, which was also resolved.
Right.
That is so, Mr. Chairman.
I'm also an accountant. We're in the same profession, okay? But I won't take your answer.
Chairman, respectfully, you see, the ministry is dotted all over the country, dealing with so many projects. Some payments are done at the headquarters, others are done at the regions. So getting information from all over the districts, projects usually takes time to meet deadlines set out by the auditors. Sometimes account for delays of getting these submissions to the auditors. Respectfully.
In this IT age, even if we are in your constituency, there is a Greek office in your constituency. If we need some document here in Accra, They can take a picture of it and WhatsApp immediately for the auditor to verify before the original comes.
Chairman, it's also possible that agency project level, they are also still looking for the documents, and it takes them time for them to.
That is what the challenge is.
So fortunately.
But you know the law. The law says that after the exit conference, you have 30 days.
Yes.
If you don't provide the document within that 30 days, you'll be surcharged.
That's why you will surcharge?
Of course.
I thought Chairman was trying to say that if you don't find it, because we have the document as we speak.
No. What is the law? The Audit Service Act. You have 30 days.
Yes.
After the auditors have left your premises, you have 30 days that those outstanding issues should be addressed. If after 30 days you have not addressed them, they will report to us, which means that you have failed to provide a document, and you must pay for that one, isn't it? You know it. You are the one who will be pushing people to pay the money all the time. Why are you not changing your position?
So, Chairman, what I'm saying that the document is not here.
All right, give the documents to the auditors to verify. Yes, Roxanne.
Chairman, would forgive the minister, but will not forgive the deputy minister who was such a critical member and deputy ranking member of this committee. You had in the past straightened people when they fell into similar problems. So we will not forgive you. We will surcharge you accordingly.
Let's go to paragraph 468, Vice Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. 468. This is from a doctor in charge, Dr. Darlington Owusu of the veterinary unit at Kotoka International Airport, that he collected 48,000, but only accounted for 8,000 and leaving a difference of 40,000 Ghana cedis. What has happened to this amount?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. So the financial officer will respond to this. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. The amount has been fully recovered.
When was this done?
Mr. Chairman, it took a series of payments, but the last one was on the 13th of December 2022.
Could the auditors verify this, please?
Mr. Chairman, 15,000 out of the amount has been verified, leaving a balance of 25, which is yet to be verified. Thank you.
Did you hear that, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
What are your documents? You said everything has been
Mr. Chairman,
acquitted.
Mr. Chairman, the documents are here, like I earlier said. After the auditors have
That's all.
the documents are here, Mr. Chairman.
Did you give it to the district auditor? Is that what you're saying? Or the district auditor didn't even look at it?
No, we are relating to the auditors at the head office. of auditor audit service, and those are the ones that were able to avail to them.
Could you hand over those documents to the auditors for them to authenticate whatever you claim it is? The next one is on outstanding indebtedness, and that will be where's the deputy ranking? Okay, you have there's a company called NADMO Company, and there's an amount owed 127,177 Ghana cedis, and only 4,000 of it was paid. What has happened to the rest of the amount?
Mr. Chairman, we have still not been able to recover the remaining amounts. There have been series of letters to the company. As we speak, our next line of action is to refer the matter to the Attorney General for advice on the matter.
Sir, this is since 2012. We are in 2023. And you haven't been able to recover this amount? And you are telling us you are thinking about referring it to the Attorney General? How many decades do you need to recover this amount?
Mr. Chairman, the total amount was 127, out of which the company has only paid 4,000. And we are saying after all this series of communication, there has still not been payment. And being a transaction which is of a commercial nature, it is the Attorney General that will be a better place to advise us on the next line of action.
The recommendation from the auditors is this. We recommended that the director should immediately recover the outstanding amount with interest at the prevailing Bank of Ghana rate from the company, failing which the amount should be recovered from the director. Is the director here? You are the director, right?
Mr. Chairman, sorry, he just stepped out.
Then the director should pay this amount, and then he can wait another.
The Chief Director for Cross. Oh, okay. I'm told he's not here, sir. Director for Cross Service.
Yes, should pay this amount and then spend another 12 years just to. Are you the one, sir?
Okay. Thank you. Standing. Okay.
I, Solomon Janantha, swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence.
Swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Director, where is this company, NADMO Company, located? And is it still in business? Use the microphone, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The NADMO Company Limited is located in Asempraso, the Central Region.
And is it still operating?
Yes. And you gave them a rice mill since 2012. And they owe 123,000 and they haven't paid it.
Please, from my records, the rice mill started operating in 2017.
Look, the whole thing, they haven't paid the 123,000. So let's assume that they started operating in 2017. Why haven't they paid the amount? And what are you doing about it?
Please, there has been, in fact, I was, yes, I took over not quite long ago, just about 3-4 months ago. And from the records that I came to meet, but I read through the records and I realized that there has been a series of correspondences so far as, in fact, pressurizing this man to pay, but the company manager is not paying. So that is what I came to meet, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Director, you have just indicated to the committee that you came to meet a series of communication. Do you have some samples to show us?
Yes, please.
Very well. Chairman, I think it will be useful for us to see the trend in terms of the communication.
Chairman, thank you. The Director for Crops, you see, the duty of this committee is to interrogate the report and bring about reforms where necessary. Your answer that a machine allocated in 2012 was put in use in 2017, suggesting that he ought not to pay for the period that he didn't use the machine, is an answer that shouldn't come from you. It's in bad taste. The signal you are sending is bad. Once you contract to pay from the period, we expect that whether or not you put the machine to the purpose, you live to your obligations. Because you see, you are the director. If you give such an answer, those listening to you will engage in similar attitude. Auditors will flag it tomorrow. It will come back to us. So when we interrogate this, we want to ensure reforms. We want to seal the loopholes. If you had contracted with him that, okay, we are giving you the machine in 2012, but you should begin paying from when you put it to use, it's a different matter. The auditors wouldn't have flagged it the way they did. So please, when we are responding to issues, let's be careful how we answer to queries by members. I'm very particular about that. This exercise is not in vacuum. It is to ensure reform and bring about improvement in the public service. Thank you.
Chairman, I believe this machine was allocated to these people in the quest of the government to ensure local rice production. And beneficiaries who had these machines have actually put them to very good use, because I chanced on one in my constituency, which it is doing very, very well. So I believe that the Department of Cross Services ought to liaise with beneficiaries of these machines to monitor to see that they are working. If they are not working, there are a lot of people, potential people who need these machines in order to be able to help rice production in their various areas. You could easily take it and then reallocate it. So if in existence, it's because on the Crop Services Department to ensure that at least they make payment, or the machine, as he said, they just start to put it to use. It's in a very good, you can seize it and reallocate it to a very serious person who, because we have a lot of rice producing communities who need these machines to be able to mill the rice, to boost the government's drive of food production and also improving local rice production. So we shouldn't always thwart government efforts aimed at, boosting local rice production in the country. So Chairman, we need to take a step to see if the equipment is not ready and the machine is still in good condition. See how best we can.
Honorable
get the machine to produce.
Caretaker Minister, I'm not sure that this in 2012 it was only Tetman Company Limited that was allocated the rice mill. So for that company not paying, there might be some reason. So this committee is deciding that we invite that company to appear before us, together with the Minister of Food and Agriculture.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Now, so
honestly, I was earlier discussing that if we could refer it to the Attorney General's office for advice. But since you have given this direction, we will invite the director to come before you. Thank you.
So we'll give you dates to come with a company.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
We'll give you dates. The clerk will write to you. We'll give you the date that the company, you must come with the company.
Yes,
so that
Mr.
we'll look at the issue.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Let's move to paragraph 479. Honorable Roxon.
Chairman, thank you. Honorable Minister, auditors are raising an issue of some missing fertilizers. I won't bore you with the details. Now, it's replete. It appears that annually we are getting lots of reportage on this matter. We are in January 2023. I want to find out what the situation is in respect of this issue and going forward. The details are there. I don't want to restate the figures, but I want to see what is the improvement, the recommendation, what is happening to it.
Mr. Chairman, as we speak, the matter is in court. And the next agenda date is the 16th.
Let me understand. Court, civil action, recovery, civil action to recover, or criminal action to prosecute?
It is criminal action. And the title of the case is Republic versus Gilbert Songpi and 4 others.
Yes. Now, so you are making an allegation of theft against them? Yes, but it's a charge, so.
Mr. Chairman, yes, the matter was referred. The police undertook their investigation, following which the matter was put before a competent court of jurisdiction. Thank you.
Which court is handling this matter?
It's in Sunyani, in the, that would be which? Yeah,
Sunyani High Court?
That is
so. It's being handled by the Attorney General's office?
That is so, Mr. Chairman.
State attorneys?
That is so, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Now, you should update the committee on progress. It's very important. Now, the other matter, Chairman, is in respect of our inability to recover cost of some farm implements. Some monies have been recovered, but some too are outstanding. Again, I won't bore you. I want to find out whether in January 2023, this figure established to be outstanding by the auditors has been recovered. 426,000.
Mr. Chairman, yes, as we speak, the amount recovery has been made. The outstanding amount is 47,000.
So you mean some recovery has been made?
Significant recovery has been made, Mr. Chairman.
Tuferu, you are guiding well. Okay. Have you brought this to the attention of the auditors?
Mr. Chairman, we have not done so. Mr. Chairman, because we had to liaise with Sunyani West for an update on the...
No. You got information that you were coming here. So as soon as you put your house in order, you ought to have alerted the auditors so that at least they know the efforts that you are. That's all we want. We know the efforts you are putting in. Don't put them in the dark. You know. So auditors, if you can get a copy to verify, so that yes, you have to furnish the up-to-date status of the recovery to the auditors to update their record. So, clerk, if you can assist the auditors with a copy of the up-to-date recovery in respect of this matter, and accountant, want to plead with you to ensure that you recover the outstanding. It's very important. Chairman, that will be all for them.
Let's go to paragraph 490. Honorable Bauer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Paragraph 490 deals with the Aswansi Farm Institute. And the infraction there is that the principal and the accountant expended a total amount of 17,000 for administrative purposes from the Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa Fund account, which was meant for research. So the recommendation was that the principal of the school should immediately ensure the refund of that amount of 17,000 into the AGRA account. Has this money been paid?
Mr. Chairman, not fully. As we speak, 9,000 has been paid. What they did was that they borrowed from that account, and they have since been making attempts to pay back when there are delays in releases. But it is not the intention that they were expending that amount without that intention to pay. So as we speak now, 9,000 has been refunded, Mr. Chairman.
Financial controller, they borrowed, they expended. What's the difference? So the actual thing is that they were not supposed to use that money for administrative purposes. The amount was meant for research. And the recommendation is that they should refund the money. So when are they refunding the rest of the money? This observation was in 2020.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Like I indicated, they paid up to 13,000. Then sometime in December, their lights were cut off. They had no money to run the office, and they had no option than to keep the office. Yes, so they borrowed another 3,000 and evinced an intention to clear those debts by paying up to 13,000, having a challenge going back. And within the finance sector, sometimes, I mean, Mr. Chairman understands.
Are you a lawyer? Are you a lawyer? Are you a lawyer?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
You are a lawyer?
Yes.
I gathered that from your language.
So the project, the fund, the research fund, does it mean that that money is just sitting in the account for the Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa? Or that is also active? That account is also active?
Mr. Chairman, as a result of the prudent implementation of the program, 17,000 was left. And when they had this challenge, they had to rely on it. Mr. Chairman, as we speak, every month, the bank charges 100 cedis for the maintenance of that account.
On that account.
That is so.
Is the project ended?
It has ended, but we still concede that they ought to have sought approval to use for other...
Where do you think they should seek that approval? Is it from the ministry or where?
I believe it ought to have been from the chief director of the ministry.
So they should write to the ministry, give approval so that they can transfer money from that account into the operational account and close that account because the project is ended.
Thank you very much.
Because that money in that account is even losing value.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, that has been my advice, but I'm happy to have your blessing in that regard. Thank you.
So they should do it. The Farm Institute should write to the ministry immediately after here. And then the minister should give the approval. The chief director should give the approval. Let the money be transferred from that account into their operational account, and the account is closed. All right.
The next infraction, that one, 492. But, okay, sorry.
So that'll be all for Ministry of Food and Agriculture. I want to thank you, caretaker minister, and your deputy, and other directors who are here. You are discharged.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We are most grateful.
Thank you. So let's now have Ministry of the Interior. Ministry of Interior. All right, so Deputy Minister, all those officers who will be speaking to the issue must take part in the oath.
It's on.
Should I turn this off?
Chief. I, swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you very much for coming. Honorable Deputy Minister, your minister sought permission, so we are aware that you will be leading the team kindly introduce yourselves to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Nana Eya, the Deputy Minister for Interior. We are here today with our agencies. They are going to introduce themselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm Adli Danokumi, Chief Director, Ministry of the Interior. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. George Akufudampare, the Inspector General, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Ms. Lord Kwesi Ferrefrifa, the Deputy Controller General in charge of operations of the Ghana Immigration Service, representing the Controller General.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm Chief Officer Julius Gunor, Chief Officer of Ghana National Fire Service.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Sergi Saji, Deputy Director General, NADMO.
Thank you, Chair. I am COP Michael Nketia Frimpong, Director General Finance.
Sir, I am Emmanuel, Internal Auditor Police.
Constance DeBoss, ACI Internal Audit, Ghana Immigration Service.
Deputy Chief Officer Mark Brakwapia Jr., Director Finance, Fire Service.
All right, thank you very much for coming. We will start with the Ministry of Interior headquarters. And Honorable Philip Baswa will take it paragraph 619.
Thank you, Chairman. The infraction here has to do with variation in permit fees without parliamentary approval. And the auditors noted that 3 companies, that's Mr. AEL Mining Services Limited, Orica Ghana Limited, and Mazam Ghana Limited were charged 5% of their invoice values as per fees for importation of explosion instead of the stipulated 7%. And in the process, we lost 1,532,624. And the auditors recommended that such money should be refunded. But I want to know what necessitated the charging of the varied fee percentage to these 3 companies. I want to find out from you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm directing it to the Chief Director.
This issue came up previously, and it looked like the fees were reviewed in the middle of the year. So there was a problem, as it were, raising it with the respective companies. And they had indicated to us in writing that they had done their budgets, and this amount was not factored into their respective budgets. Though we had indicated to them that this is a new fee that they should pay. But it looks like because they had issues with their budget, they had to, as it were, stick to the old fees, because we also couldn't have a situation where they apply for explosives, which are dangerous material, to leave it in the ports without paying some fee towards the explosives. Hence, that situation. But since then, they've come out with payment plan to recover the indebtedness to the government. Thank you very much.
So please, you are trying to tell us that the money hasn't been recovered.
Yes, because under the circumstances, it looks like it's a huge amount. So they have to also factor it into their respective budgets. So the last time we came, there was an indication that they should come out with payment plan, which in the past they've been able to pay up their indebtedness. So I think that in this instant case, the same thing should apply. Thank you.
Is there a hope for refinery?
Yes, please, because in the last report, that happened, and they've paid up considerably. So I think that if they come up with the plan, we'll follow through the plan to ensure that they pay. Thank you.
The auditors went further to say that failure to recover it, we should take the money from you. So are you preparing towards that? From the chief director?
I'm confident that they'll pay because we've had series of meetings with them, and I indicated to them that in the reports they said failure to pay, I should, as it were, face the gallows. And I think that they didn't want that situation to occur because I have not really benefited from what a transaction that went on. Thank you.
Please, would you give us a time frame so that we will be rest assured that everything will be done, the payment will be done? Can you give us time frame?
Honorable Chair, I cannot, as at now, give a time frame, but with the discussions with them, we asked them to come out with a payment plan up to the middle of this year so that we recover the said amount. Thank you.
Is the matter in court?
Honorable, not yet. Because we've had series of meetings with them, and there's no indication that they are not going to pay. Because in the past, they've paid up the 2019 one, for instance. So I don't see any problem. Just that maybe the reconciliation of the figures was an issue. Thank you.
Chairman, I have to refer to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think there are just two things. The way you are answering the question, it looks like because the money is not yours, you are not particular, you don't think about getting the money, time value of money. Because number one, the law has nothing to do with your budget. Because assuming that if the budget, the law had reduced the fee from 5 to 3, they would have implemented the 3%. So going to 7% and they say that because of their budget is not an excuse at all. That is number one. Number two, you have given them time. This thing is seriously against the law. So if you say that they should come out at their own will, who will want to voluntarily pay money at his own will? That is why you are not getting the money. You remember last year, January 2020, the dollar was less than 5. Now we are around 14. So this is government money, we need the money now. So you better give us timelines. If you say you can't give us timelines, it means that you are not even interested in the money because it's not yours.
Mr. Chairman, that's not the case. As I indicated, we've had discussions with them, and at least for the first quarter of this year, they've promised to make some payments. So I think that's not the case. Thank you.
Do you have any documents to show to this committee about the discussions we have had with them? What have you agreed with them on paper?
Mr. Chairman, we've written letters to them to that effect, following the discussions.
Yeah,
So
you've
we can
written
make-
letters to them to
Yes.
come and pay.
Yes.
But you also said you have agreed with them to pay within 6 months. Where is the document for that?
I said the first quarter. That's what the letter said, that they should come out with a payment plan to ensure that they pay within the first quarter of this year. Yeah.
This money has been outstanding since 2019. And then you are now giving them the option to come out with a payment plan in 2023. I'm sure if it was your money, you won't treat it that way.
There was this issue of reconciliation, and we had written to the Auditor Generals for the information. We got it in October, so hence we acted upon the...
You provide those documents
yes, please.
To the auditors, please.
Yes, please.
We also need a copy of that letter that's indicate that first quarter of this year they will be making the payment. So give us a copy as well.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Isaac.
Chairman, just for the records, the dollar today is not 40. It's 12. And where did you get the 40?
Do you have some dollar to sell? Do you have some dollar note to sell? A few. You are the one who is causing the dollar to misbehave. Because so let's move to paragraph 622. Honorable Philip Johnson Edu, paragraph 622.
Thank you, Chairman. That has to do with Ghana Police Service. Please, an audit finding has it that National Health Insurance Authority owes your facility a total amount of 1.7 million in excess as of December 2019. I want to find out how much have been paid and how much is in arrears, if not, all paid.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, the amount involved have been paid, and we have also reconciled that with the auditors. Thank you.
Auditors, please, can you confirm to this?
Honorable Chair, the said amount has been fully paid. Thank you.
Police Hospital, you have done so well. Congratulations. The next infraction has to do with expired drugs to the tune of 45,438. Reference to Section 52 of the PFM Act, you are to ensure that proper system exists for the custody of and management of the assets in your facility. You purchase these drugs, and as at the time of auditing, these drugs have expired. Auditors realize that the drugs have expired. What measures did you put in place to ensure the safety of these drugs?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, on the 14th of May 2020, all of those drugs were isolated and they were destroyed. And in the presence of the internal auditors, an official report also sent to the external auditors to that effect. Thank you.
Mr. IGP, my question is, what system did you put in place to ensure that these drugs are safe? If there were no measures, that would have probably resulted into the loss of this amount. So what measures have you put in place now to ensure that drugs are safe subsequently?
Honorable Chair, we've always have measures in place over time. They do go through a process of taking stock of the drugs as and when they come in. And then those that are expired are isolated, and those isolated at the right time they are disposed of. The problem has been the fact that, as unpredictable as it is, you may not know how the amount of drugs that you need to store and restock for purpose of getting it to treat people. So there are instances that you have the issue where some of the drugs will be there with anticipation that they were going to be used immediately, considering what has happened a couple of years ago. And then the dynamics changed. And when the dynamics change, then what you see that those drugs that we thought that by next week, next 2 weeks, they will have been used, we'll end up having them in stock. And then the issue has been that what do we do with them? Is there a way that we could probably in future, when it's nearing expiration, we look at the possibility of finding out across probably the government hospitals where they have shortage and push it to them for them to use to save life than to wait for it to expire and for them to be destroyed. So this is the way forward, I think you say.
Thank you, IGP. The pharmaceutical industry has a software that by the click of the button of the computer, you should be able to determine drugs that are near expiration. Do you have such a software?
Honorable Chair, unfortunately, I'm not a technical medicine to speak on the matter, but we'll check our system to see that whether we do have it and take advantage of it. And if we don't, we'll engage them probably with your assistance for us to hook onto it so that we'll have opportunity to save the state some resources from such incidents. I thank you.
Thank you. I suggest to you that you get this system software. It should be able to determine how much drugs are in place, how much drugs are going to expire within a specific time frame. By click of the computer button, it should be able to indicate all that to you. So you should have this software to be able to, at least as a precaution to this drug. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we'll now move to paragraph 628. Honorable Chinia.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. The infraction here is Ghana Police Service Command and Staff College, Winneba. And it is on failure to deduct withholding tax amounting to 826 Ghana cedis. You paid various amounts totaling 21 cedis, 944 cedis to various suppliers and service providers, but failed to withhold tax. And the auditors have recommended that you, the paymaster, should personally pay the tax liability to GRA and recover same from the suppliers and service providers. Have you complied with this recommendation?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, the matter is that the funds were under the World Bank project, and the funds and its associated expenditures do not attract withholding taxes. And we engaged the auditors, and they realized that they themselves also prompted us with a letter communication to the effect that we were right. So it has been reconciled. I thank you.
Auditors, can you confirm that in your subsequent discussion with them, you agree that that payment shouldn't attract any tax?
Honorable Chair, I think that reconciliation has been done and accepted. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. I'm done.
Thank you, Honorable. Let's go to paragraph 630. Honorable Kinster.
Thank you, Chairman. Unaccounted exhibit. This is the Ghana Police Service, TAQUA. It was recovered that the divisional CID in TAQUA retrieved an amount of $8,100 as exhibit, and CFA 40,000 also as exhibit from a suspect in 2016 in the case of the Republic versus Nana Akakpo and 3 others. And it wasn't available for audit verification. And the recommendation was that the divisional CID in charge immediately produce the exhibit. Has it been done?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, the background to this case is the fact that during the routine checks, the police team at that jurisdiction came into contact with 4 people in a vehicle, and the check led to the discovery of foreign currencies, some dominated in dollars, others dominated in CFA francs. And when they analyzed it instantly, with their instinct, they thought that there was something wrong with the currencies. It couldn't be genuine. So they picked them up and took them through the process of investigations. And as a result, those values, the US dollars and the CFA funds, were sent to the CID headquarters, and the right people to take a second look at the document, at the money, to indicate whether it's genuine or not, are the countries where these currencies are used. So the US dollars were sent through the US Embassy to authorities in America to help us out. And we followed up as at July last year with a report asking them to give us information on it. And since then, nothing has come. And we followed up even this morning again with a phone call from Interpol, pleading with them that it is going to be a subject of discussion at the Public Accounts Committee. And they have assured us that they will get back to us on that matter. That is for the US dollars. Honorable Chair, on the issue of the CFA funds, the matter was that initially the arresting officers in their initial case that it was 40,000 CFA francs. But in the course of the investigation, and that was what was documented initially for the auditors to be privy to. But the police on their own, in the course of the investigation, realized that it was more than the 40,000. It was 190,000. So that 190,000 was brought from Takwa to the CID headquarters, and through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it was sent to Cote d'Ivoire, the authorities, for them to authenticate it for us as to its genuineness or otherwise. And that was done, and the results with the accompanying appendix indicate that they were all faked. And this, when they was returned, it was sent back to the team at Takwa from the CID headquarters. Honorable Chair, there has been confusion as to who actually received it and the whereabouts of the money. And when it came to our attention, we have looked at the matter and identified 3 police officers who are involved in the matter. Unfortunately, one of them has resigned from the service, and we are making an effort to look for him and for him to be held accountable. The other 2, one of them is still within the Western region, Takwa Enclave, and the other one in the Ahafo region. All have been interdicted, and the matter has been referred to the Police Professional Standard Bureau to conduct investigation and for us to know the whereabouts of the fake 190,000 CFA francs, and anybody found culpable dealt with in accordance with law. So, Honorable Chair, that's where we are on the matter. I thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. At least something has been done. People have been interdicted. But then I'm asking, the US dollars, this has been since 2016.
Honorable Chair, I think you are, not that I think, I'm sorry, you are right. And I'm equally embarrassed by that, because I think that some of these matters, we shouldn't allow them to be lingering on for that long. So we'll keep engaging the authorities for them to give us the feedback. And we also have working with my colleagues to find out even the status of the rare case in terms of its prosecution to ensure that we bring closure to the matter. So we can assure you that we will learn the relevant lessons. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Auditors, the recommendation was for the divisional CID in charge to be immediately produce an exhibit for inspection and failure, but he has given explanation, so I don't know whether there's anything else to say. Thank you.
I think all the explanation has been given to the IGP. Thank you.
Chairman.
Thank you very much. Paragraph. Yes, Honorable Ajay Boateng.
Chairman, I don't know. I'm wondering, or I'm trying to seek some form of explanation. In this country, if people talk about fake currencies, what is the, we don't have a mechanism to determine whether this currency is fake or not. Our only recourse is to go to the embassies. Is it the practice?
Honorable Chair, the issue has always been that there's always opportunity for a second opinion to be double sure what you are doing, because at the end of the day, a mother knows the taste of a baby, so to speak. So if you happen to have access to the baby and the baby is crying beyond what you can contain, and you want to make sure that at the end of the day the baby stops crying, probably get a confirmation from the mother as to what else you could do to be very sure that you are able to keep it. And that's the methodology we use in trying to make sure that we don't just go to court and embarrass ourselves, because a defense counsel will come to you. So you are not the issuing authority. On what basis did you determine that is a fake currency? We may do that, and then we get a confirmation for the issuing authority so that we prove our case beyond reasonable doubt. I thank you.
Honorable Isaac Opogun, paragraph 632.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, paragraph 632, unaccounted fuel. Between January 2019 and June 2020, Asenkregwa Division, Ghana Police Service, was given an allocation, a fuel allocation of 90,000. And per the logbook, only 8,155.57 worth of fuel is accounted for. The difference of 81,844.43 is not accounted for. First of all, let me find out whether the difference has been accounted for now.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We were guided by the recommendations of my seniors, the auditors, to the effect that we should see to it that going forward, this will not happen again, which we have done, and making sure also across the country so that we don't leave any stone unturned. So that was what we were guided. But we knew that it is also important that even though the auditors did not specifically ask us to look into the matter, we felt that it is just unacceptable, that it's not even 10% that could not be accounted for, but as much as at 90%. So what we have done is here again refer the case to the Police Professional Standard Bureau to find out what it is that we can be issued with fuel. You go to the station, fuel station, you pick the fuel, you have a logbook to enter the fuel and the quantity and the mileage, and you don't do that and you keep going there and taking it. It means there is something amiss. So we have asked the PPSB to look into it. Unfortunately, we must concede that instruction to the PPSB is just recent, and we thought that if this matter, we have taken a critical look at it, done by now. But now that we are looking into it, even though the auditors did not specifically ask us to, because we think that we need to use it to serve as a lesson for all of us in the service, that you cannot just take government resources and don't account for it. We also understand that at times when under pressures of operations, you just rush there, you take the fuel, and in the midst of the emergency, you are not sure what to do. But we cannot be a situation where almost 90% of the time, because we don't do operations virtually, such emergency operations every day. So, Honorable Chair, the sum total is that we are now looking into it to find out what actually happened, and that is being done by the Professional Standard Bureau of the Police Service. But the most important thing is that the auditors recommended that we should see to it that it doesn't happen again, and we are putting measures to ensure that it doesn't happen again. I thank you very much, sir.
Chairman, okay, I won't ask. Auditors, are you able to confirm whether the recommendations have been carried out?
Honorable Chair, issues have been put in place to curtail those unaccounted fuel. Thank you.
Chairman, we are good to go.
All right, thank you. Let's now move on to paragraph 638. That is payments of unearned salary, 40,998 to about 3 officers. This one for Immigration Service, Tema. One Anani Frank, Deputy Superintendent, received 30,000. Alija Jeffrey received 8,005. Biwin Janet, Ntibi, 2,360, totaling 40,997.8. Now the auditors have recommended that the commander should immediately recover the unearned salary from the 3 staff, failure of which the amount should be recovered from the commander and the validators. I want to find out from the Ghana Immigration Service if the recovery has been made.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, Honorable Chair, the unearned salaries were certainly brought to our attention and action was taken. In the case of Frank Anani, that was a voluntary retirement in October 2019. And in January 2022, it was deducted from his pensionable emoluments and duly recovered and paid. In the case of Jeffrey Alija, I think there was a mistake in his pensionable date. It had been captured that he should have retired in May 2029, but it actually was July 2019. So that mistake was rectified, it was brought to attention of the auditors, and the mistake rectified. So then it indicated that there was no issue of unearned salaries. So that matter has also been closed. Honorable Chair, in the case of Janet Intibi, she went AWOL, and again, there was a case of 1 month unearned salary. Upon persistent chasing up of relatives, the amount of 2,360 was recovered and also paid. So, Honorable Chair, all those amounts have been duly accounted for. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Auditors, can you confirm this for me?
Honorable Chair, the said document has been given to us and we have confirmed. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move to paragraph 640, ranking.
The auditors noted that Ghana Immigration Service, Konongo, that the district commander, ASI Techi Mensah Abrampa, authorized and made payments amounting to 5,814 cedis for office stationery, contract charges, electricity interest, without raising payment vouchers to support the payments. The auditors recommend that the amount should be recovered from District Commander ASI Techi Mensah Abrampa and the accountant.
Honorable Chair, that's true. That again was brought to the attention of the service. A team of auditors was sent to Konogu to investigate the matter and take evidence as to what had occurred. The records were made available. Yes, he had certainly made those expenditures. He had receipts, and all these things were recalled, and the necessary reconciliations made. He was then advised to raise the necessary payment vouchers to support those payments. I think that we submitted these documentations to the auditors. Subsequent to that, having seen the infraction, this was a new officer who had been posted to the area. So we've taken the measures of we took him through petty cash payment management, and also extended that to some of the other regions to forestall any future occurrence. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Auditors, are you satisfied that the document that was submitted later?
Honorable Chair, we are satisfied with those documents submitted to us. Thank you.
Okay, let me recommend that you train your officers in these matters, administration and management, before you give them post. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Very well noted. Thank you.
Thank you very much, please. Now let's go to paragraph 643, and it's Ghana National Fire Service. You have 6 people that payments were made for payments were made that they didn't deserve, 42,054 Ghana cedis. What is the status of this amount?
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. For Ghana National Fire Service, and you name 38,685.95. This was paid to some personnel. The amount was duly earned by the officers named in the Auditor General's report for 2020. The officers concerned were drawn from other fire stations to operationalize the then Bonsu fire post into full functioning fire station in 2019 as a strategic support for the Suhum and Yinam fire stations. At the time of the audit exercise, Bonsu fire station had no management unit, so all personnel transferred from other district fire stations remained on their old management units, hence the lapse. Evidence of their postings have been duly attached as Appendix B, which we have submitted to the auditors. And now Bonsu Fire Station has its own management unit, and all personnel have been duly transferred onto its management unit. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I think the question is...
For the other issue that was brought to our concern is about one Group Officer 1, Helen Amefa Aite, who died on the 15th August 2019. Efforts to delete her from the payroll for the month of August 2019 was not successful, hence the amount on end. The Chief Officer, through a letter with reference number FS3/12/6155TJ/1, wrote to the Chief Treasury Officer of the Controller and Accountant General Department to recover the amount on end from her death benefits. Copies attached and has been submitted to the auditors. The Chief Treasury Officer duly effected the recovery as evidenced by the deduction on her pension form.
Chief.
And that one was submitted to the auditors.
Sir, the question is, have these amounts been retrieved?
They've been retrieved.
Could the auditors verify, please?
Honorable Chair, the amount has been retrieved and everything is in order now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now the next one. The next one is paragraph 645, and Honorable Aziz.
645 and earn salaries. 5 staff of NADMO receive an earned salary, and it was recommended that the money should be recovered. I would like to find out if the money was recovered.
I think NADMO has not been sworn in.
Is NADMO here?
So it should be sworn in.
I, Eric Nanajima, swear by the Almighty God, that the evidence I shall give before this committee, touching the matter in issue, shall be the truth, the whole truth, by the truth,
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Director General.
Yes, thank you very much,
Yes.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, yes. So we're late enough.
Director General, can you still remember the question, or I should ask the question again?
Please ask again.
Director General, Chairman said you should introduce yourself before you answer the question.
Thank you very much. My name is Eric Nanajima Prempe. Thank you. Accompanied by my deputy, Mr. Seji Saji.
Director General, the infraction is that 5 of your staff were paid an in salary to a tune of 49,180 Ghana cedis. And the officers were asked to recover this amount. So I want to find out if that has been done.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, yes, it is true, 49,180. We've been able to recover 11,399.25. And I must say the Ghana Police Service CID is helping us a lot. As we speak now, they've been able to even recover some amount of money with them. We are arranging for them to send it to the chest, and it's still ongoing. Together with the Ghana Police CID, we are recovering all of them, step by step. Thank you.
Director General, where you have these infractions are Ladi Kotopong 1 staff, Ayawasu North 1, Ga East 3, La Nkwantaman Madina 1, your own office 1, Kodie 1, making it 7. So where have you been able to retrieve this 11,000 you mentioned?
Honorable, the question again, please.
Yes, you have about 5 places, 5 districts. Which of the districts are you able to retrieve this 11,000?
Please, we put everything in total, and then we are working with all of them. We are working with all of them.
General, you want me to mention the individual figures? You can't lump them. If the figures were equal, you could lump them and divide it among them, but they have individual figures.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair. So the first one, we have Madam Cleopatra Sa Kwame. That is 2,900 96. An amount of 850 has been recovered, leaving a balance of 2,146. Then we have Mr. Bando Emmanuel. He's late. An amount of 1,467 from the EcoBank to do branch. The bankers of the late Bando Emmanuel has confirmed that their unearned salary was returned to chest in March 2021. Then we have Mr. Leo Dobi Patricia. No, this is Patricia Leo Dobi, Ochre Dennis, and Boache Patrick. 29,228.79. The three separated staff who were suspects are living outside Ghana have been referred to the Criminal Investigation Department of Ghana Police Service, like I said earlier, to assist in the recovery of the unearned salaries paid to them. We have accordingly updated the district auditors on this. Up at the police CID headquarters indicates that some progress has been made in terms of recoveries, and we have gone through the former protocols for an update report on the progress made.
Director General, is the CID able to inform you that they have been able to get in contact with these individuals?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Chairman, can the auditors confirm this 11,000 they have recovered?
It's 6,000 rather.
6,000.
Yes.
It's 6,000, not 11.
Yes, 6,000.
The 6,000.
Yes. Leaving.
Can the auditors confirm the 6,000, please?
Honorable Chair, we can only confirm that of Lanquantanan Medina, 2,061.27. The rest we can't confirm. Thank you.
Director General, are you yet to give them the other remaining 4,000? Director General.
Yes, thank you very much. We have them in Appendix 2A, and we will make them available to the auditors. We have made them available, but I think they haven't received them yet, but we can make them available later on. Thank you.
Chairman, I yield to you for your direction.
All right, thank you. So can we make them available to the auditors?
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
So out of the total 49,180, what amount is outstanding that has not been retrieved yet? $4,000. So you recovered only 6,000, and even that one, only 2,000 that has been confirmed.
Maybe 31,000. Yes, so the amount left now is 31,700.
31? No. The amount is 49,000.
Honorable Chair, the 41 was overstated.
Oh, the 49 was
initially
overstated.
was overstated. So the total was 37,781.
Okay, so let's
And
have
now
the
we've taken
let's have the figure 37,781.
781. Yes, please.
Now, auditors, can you confirm this reconciled figure? That the figure has been revised down to 37,781. Can you confirm that first before we move on?
Honorable Chair, we can't confirm that figure. We still stand by our 49,180.33. Thank you.
Director General, the auditors are rejecting your new reconciled figure. Did you do the reconciliation with the district auditors?
No, he has not been sworn in. You have not been sworn in. So I can swear. Thank you, Chair. Can I? Yeah. Thank you, Chair. we have as our appendix 1 the details of the confirmation with the Auditor General. Yes, so we have the appendix here. We will make it available to them.
Yeah, but what I want to know is that the reconciliation, you did it together with the district auditors.
Yes.
Okay, so the auditors will have to verify the appendix 1, and they will get a confirmation from their officers at the district level. So let's assume that that is accepted. So the established figure will now be 37,781.
Yes.
Now, out of this, you claim to have recovered 6,000 plus, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So, but that 6,000 plus, only 2,000 have been verified so far or confirmed by the auditors. The auditors need to confirm the remaining 4,000. If that is also confirmed, then the balance outstanding will be 31,000 plus. That is the case. Okay?
Yes.
What is the plan to retrieve this balance of 31,000?
Yes. As I said earlier on, we are working with the CID headquarters, and they are in touch with those who are outside the country. And we believe by the next time when we come here,
the Gais one is
they've even made some recoveries. We are yet to sit down with the CID to make sure they pay to chest.
The Gais one is the biggest. 30,000 involving 3 staff.
Yes, please.
Does it mean that these 3 staff from Gais cannot be located?
They are out of the country, but the CID is working on it. In fact, the good news is that the CID has made contact with them, and they have even made some recoveries from them. So meaning we are in touch with them, so we can retrieve them gradually.
Then what measure do you now have in place to ensure that you don't have this on earned salaries again?
Thank you very much. It has got to do with validation. So now, from my office, what we have done is that those who do the validations at the district and the regional level, we've written to them and we've warned them that if anybody is validated, and at the end of the year, we get to know that he's earning an unearned salary, you, the officer who did the validation, will be surcharged to pay everything.
All right, so we'll take it from you that you have assured this committee that the balance, if confirmed, which is 31,000 plus, will definitely be recovered from the affected staff.
Yes, please.
Okay. Honorable members, let's move to paragraph 647. Unaccounted impress. Unaccounted impress. Impress amount of 9,530 has not been accounted for. And the recommendation is that the amount should be recovered from the coordinating director. One, Mr. Henry Dansu. Has the amount been recovered from him?
Yeah, thank you very much. The outstanding impress of 9,530 has been fully retired, verified, and cleared by the district auditors.
So not recovered, but retired. It's retired, not recovered, right?
Yes, please.
Auditors, have you verified a document to retire the impress?
Appendix 4.
Honorable Chair, the said amount has fully retired and verified. Thank you.
All right, so we'll go to, is that Nkonya? Okay, Nkonya. Is it Ahinkro? Nkonya Ahinkro. All right, so Bawa, paragraph 649.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Paragraph 649 relates to a missing motorbike at Mansour Amalfi, where the auditors cited you for a missing motorbike with registration of M20 GV489 allocated to Mansour Amalfi NADMO office. And the recommendation was that in view of the fact that Mr. Jude Ansah, the Assistant Chief Disaster Control Officer who was allocated the bike, could not provide any tangible reason for the loss of the bike, and the absence of a police report, the auditors are recommending that the current cost bike should be recovered from Mr. Jude Ansah. DG, can you bring us to speed up to what you've done about this recommendation of the auditors?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. The motorbike has been replaced by Mr. Jude Ansah, the Assistant Chief Disaster Control Officer. It has been received by us, and we have accordingly updated the district auditors on it. Thank you.
Auditor General, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, we can confirm that assertion. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that will be all for me. He can't. You can't confirm, or you can confirm.
We can't confirm.
You can't confirm.
Thank you.
DG.
Honorable Chair, we have accordingly informed the district auditors, and the motorbike is currently in our stores.
When
we have evidence.
When was this bike replaced?
What's the date? Let's check. August 2022.
And I believe from August till now, it's about 4 or 5 months now.
Yes.
So at least the auditors should be in the knowing. Once I mean, we were cited, you know.
Yes, Honorable Chair, under normal circumstances, we have to inform the district auditors. So they have to inform the Auditor General's office. So we have the evidence here in our Appendix 5. So I think the problem is from the district auditors. They have to inform the Auditor General.
Mr. Chairman, I leave this for your judgment. So, Auditor General, our directive, Chairman, you have to inquire from your district auditor to confirm and then report back to the committee.
Well noted.
So, Honorable Kofi Adams. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this is a public interest question, and this may not be the first time we are raising this, but for every opportunity, it is to help educate Ghanaians also. I want to first commend the police for the swift manner they acted in arresting the Dr. Asiedu viral audio that came out recently, which is good, because the audio didn't do any good to the image of the police and by extension the security agencies. But then there is this continuous increase in scams, various forms that they use, especially MPs. Even when the person whose name they are using is not even an MP,
they still make reference to even Parliament. For example, recently, one came to my attention where Honorable Cecilia Abinadapa's name was being used. A Twitter account and messages were being sent to persons to contact a protocol recruitment officer, makes payment, fill forms, and so on and so forth. Myself, it has happened to me severally. Recently, my colleague MP for Bole Bamboy called me and said, someone who said he respected me so much. Anytime I appeared on TV and I was talking, he said, look at this man, he defrauded me. Meanwhile, it was somebody else who created an account using my image to do that. These persons operate with numbers. They get called on numbers. They give phone numbers through which payment must be done. They go and collect these monies, so it is possible for them to be traced and arrested. We don't hear much on some of these things, and colleagues are suffering it in their constituencies, where people go to churches and think that MPs have taken monies from us for recruitment, and then we haven't gotten it, when you have not done any such thing. First and foremost, I know there's no such thing as protocol in court, because we have not been offered any such thing for us to extend it to even our constituents. But what is the police service especially doing, and maybe the ministry doing, to help us deal with this canker? Because I really salute you for how quickly you acted on the Dr. Siedu case. How are you going to do to help us, Dr. Inkut? So that's my concern, because it's worrying all of us. Thank you.
Well, we have the, fortunately, we have the IGP, so he will respond to this public interest question.
Which I want to know, on a lighter note, my big brother, I don't know which section of the report you are referring to.
Public interest.
Oh, so I thought all the questions in the audit report are also of public interest.
Usually, when we are done with the issues in the report, any topical issue that affects the whole country, we allow. Once we have the opportunity of having you here, so you can educate the public.
Yeah.
So we call it public interest question.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. And we've taken judicial notice of it, and subsequently when we are coming, we will make sure that we look beyond what is contained in the other reports, so that we will be prepared for some of these questions. Because the syllabus were provided for these exams. And we've come and we have been examined outside the syllabus. And we'll manage to see how best you are able to handle that question. So bear that in mind for us. But I think on a more serious note, it is just unacceptable that you get up in the morning and all sort of things are put out there which go against you on a matter you have no knowledge of, because of the advent of social media, and also still having people in the environment who want to take advantage of every least opportunity to deprive people to a level that which is very un-Ghanaian. It's just un-Ghanaian. And there are a couple of levels to it. There is a policing component. There is also the individual person's security component, and also the community component. From the policing side, we've taken some pragmatic effort in recent times and started setting up a team to look at holistically some of these things. The challenge used to be the case where we were having an environment where people can just walk to any service provider and get a number unregistered. Fortunately, with the registration of the numbers and the blackmailing, so to speak, of all numbers which are unregistered, there is a difficult for these people to continue. So it has even helped us in terms of defining the space as to how easily you can access these people and have them arrested. But the tail end of it is also our addressing system and how to even to locate the house of a person that you've been able to do. Because, for instance, in other jurisdictions, you always know where somebody lives. And instantly, all what you have to do, just know the address, know the contact number, and walk to the house and pick the person. And if you have that environment, we can assure with the police and by extension other security agencies, we'll make this country zero crime if we have that level of capacity. But notwithstanding that, we want to say this. For instance, there were a couple of instances where people have been duped on e-commerce platform, e-commerce market platforms, because the investigation is long going, I don't want to mention names here, who have been duped. And as we speak, almost about 18 people have been identified, and out of the 18, 7 people have been arrested. At times, some of these things, we try not to go out there immediately, but make sure that because it's a very extensive investigation. For the first time in the history of this country, you are going to hear a whole bunch of things about people who have been duped across the space of the internet. And we are dealing with them. So what we have to do going forward is to pick on all the others that you have and see what we can do to make sure that at the end of the day, we send the strongest signal to these people and tell them that if you have left the fiscal space in terms of robbing people and duping people because of the measures we put in place across the country, and you want to go to the virtual space, we'll chase you there and deal with you according to law. So we want to assure you, you see more of this, I won't say in months or in whatever, but I can assure you that probably not even coming here, but you testify very soon that a lot have changed, and we'll get there. That assurance I can give you, because if we are not going to talk, we are not going to do anything about it. We'll not be sitting here to talk about it because it will affect our credibility, and we'll make sure that that credibility is not dented. So, Honorable Chair, I want to assure you, I really want to assure you, my colleagues and I will do our very best to make the Ghana Police Service the best institution in this country and reference point for the world. And we are committed to that. And all these things, if we succeed in doing that, like the commendation you give us initially about the fact that we were very quick in trying to get to the bottom of this other matter of Dr. something, the same way you will give that commendation that when the matter came out and you express your concern passionately, we have dealt with it to your satisfaction. But the final bit is to do with our own self-security, our own individual self-security. And the self-security comes from the way we handle our personal self, the way we communicate, even on phone, and not even looking at the environment which you are operating. And somebody will hear something that, oh, maybe I have a friend, oh, I'll see what I can do to help him. The person can pick on it and know that it comes in the community, and the minister or the MP, he heard him trying to say that he will help somebody. And the person can use it as a basis for launching into a process of defrauding people, because at the end of the day, people will believe it. In the context of fraud and defrauding, the beauty of it is that the person has to get something that the person is about to defraud believes in. And if there's a little element of something, then definitely that person have it as a tray of getting whatever he wants to get from his victims. But to end it, I would like to assure you that a lot will be done. But help us, and also encourage the communities also to help us and be very understanding and cooperate with us. Because like we keep saying, whether we appreciate it or not, we have only one Ghana Police Service. It can never be two. So let's work together and make it better. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Last one from Honorable Isaac Opoku.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, to be a quick one. Mr. IGP, is there a ban on false prophecies? Because, it's creating a lot of fear, and panic in the system. So I want to know whether there's a law or, whatever the police is doing to at least, minimize the prophecies, from... A lot of them are false, especially... Okay.
Honorable Chair, it's a very difficult question for me. But as a Christian and somebody who also believes in prophecies, and by extension, I'm a prophet in my own right. Because as a son of God, God will always have the opportunity to have engagement with you and tell you things in the future, if only you are ready to listen. But all the issues that we have been putting across as an institution is to prove to everybody that we are not against prophecies. We are talking about communication of such prophecies that will end up creating fear and panic in our society, which is unwarranted. Honorable Chair, it's a simple matter. And it's a very simple matter. And truly is a very simple matter. And what is it? Honorable Chair, before I became IGP, nobody prophesied about me. Now my IGP, everybody is prophesying about me. I have no problem with it because I'm a public figure. But why should it be such that you found something, God have revealed something to you and you want to share with me? You have to make it a showmanship and tell the whole country that I'm about to die, which of course I'm not afraid. Because the only thing I'm afraid of is death. Because if you don't want to die, you shouldn't allow yourself to be dead. So once I have been born, I'm going to die. So as for death, the only thing I can do is probably become a friend of it so that he can treat me with some leniency. But the point is that you go and make such an announcement across the whole world. And I have a wife. I have children. I have a parent who is alive. And I have family members. So every day, when I live in my house, and I always get up around 3 a.m., and today I slept up to 5 a.m., my wife will be thinking that I'm dead. And this is something she is going to live with for the rest of her life. And why is it that God himself decided not to tell us when we are going to die? It means a lot. And even there, if you have prophecies about somebody dying, you have in our typical Ghanaianness environment, put it even in Proverbs for the person to decipher it. But I don't put fear and panic in the person, in the person's immediate family, in the person's extended family, in the whole country. And the question is that, Honorable Chair, you are all elected to be members of parliament by our votes. And therefore, you have been empowered by the Constitution and other laws to make certain proclamations, which is acceptable. But those who are prophets, who elected them over my life? Who elected them over my life? To just get out there and make pronouncement about me where I'm not a member of your family, I'm not your church member, and probably the person might not be even believing in God. And how can a family meet and that family is not thinking about its members, but is thinking about outside people who are not related to the family, and be able to get revelation about those people and share it out there to cause fear and panic? And the point, another point, all this matter, we have decided not to talk about it. We are deep-seated Christians that we don't joke with godliness. But we also will not allow anybody to use God to create a mess and confusion, because God is not a God of confusion, and God is not a God of disorderliness. So the final point we are making is, the Honorable Chair, imagine somebody says that from the beginning of this year, so the time we are in Easter, 90% of markets in Accra are going to be burnt. And you say it's a prophecy. Nobody has appointed you to go and make that communication. Imagine how many people will be going to the market every day thinking that they will don't come back. Imagine they come to say that you travel from Accra to Kumasi in the first half of the year. there will be 1,000 accidents and almost about 1,000 people will die. Imagine what will happen. So the only point we are saying is that we don't know what language God speaks and who interprets it for who. But the point is that if God speaks to you and then you go out there, ask the same God to give you guidance as to how it should be communicated, that will not affect the life of individuals in a manner that will put them in fear, put their immediate family in fear, extended family in fear, the country in fear. Why is at the same time making sure that when it all settles, you ask yourself, the same God can give direction on the same matter differently. So all what we are saying is this: we are not against prophecies. Go ahead, prophesy, but when God speaks to you, carry it in a manner that will ensure the sanctity of our nation called Ghana. And that is simplicity. Honorable Chair, I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prophet Dampare. Thank you very much. Honorable members, we have come to the end, and I discharge the Ministry of Tourism. We thank you very much for coming. Minister of Interior.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Mr.
Minister of
Chairman.
Interior.
Thank you very much.
I think that the prophecy is trying to work on me. So, Aji, you are discharged. Thank you.
Citizen TV.